Well, good evening, YouTube. How are we all doing? It is 20 past 7 on Sunday, the 9th of February, when I mention this. I've got to mention this because this is probably going to be the last YouTube thing that I do until I hit 40. And I hit 40 in literally 1 week. Yes, you heard correctly. I am 40 literally next week, next Sunday. Something I noticed over the weekend was that Keir Starmer has sacked his health minister. This is simply because the health minister has disagreed or even disobeyed what Keir Starmer wanted, which was everyone has to do what I want. You have to agree with what I've got to say. The only people that sack their ministers are dictators, not people who, as far as Keir Starmer is concerned, are democracies. No democracy on the planet would get rid of its people simply for saying you don't agree with them. If I was the Prime Minister and someone didn't agree with my policies, that's fine. Have your say. I'm not going to disagree with you. Okay, I might disagree with you, but I'm not going to be the sort of person that says, you know what, you can't say that, out you go. That's sadly what has happened, and we've got the guy who said it, who comes from the West Midlands, the Black Country. Now, it's a shame that it's come down to this. It really is. Because it just shows the level of how dare you. The level of hypocrisy, shall we say, that's got to this point. Gobster, who is from the West Midlands, will tell you this. He's come from, the person that got sacked is from the Black Country. Now, Gobster is from the West Midlands. He's from Birmingham. But they have this kin about them. Never mind the football, never mind anything like that. If you're within that area, they love you. And I know this because I lived in Redditch. If you're in that area, they love you. If you're not from that area, it doesn't matter. The fact that you've come to that area, they love you. You don't screw their own over. British comedian Al Murray put it brilliantly about this sort of thing. That God is from Britain. The reason being is because you don't shit on your own doorstep. That's the reason why we don't have earthquakes in this country. We don't shit on our own doorstep. And sadly, it seems that, well, God clearly isn't British. Because the government is shitting on its own doorstep. And yet this is the same government that claims it's going to get the next 5 years going. No, you won't. That won't happen. The people themselves will decide whether they want a Conservative or a Labour, or even for that matter, a Reform government. Because let's face it, the Liberal Democrats are never going to get in. Their policies are so stupid that they may as well be up the wall. This means that there's a three-way race when it comes to politics. Labour? No. Conservative? No. This means that the last one in the whole lot is Reform. Maybe. I don't know. You don't know. The only way for us to actually know what Reform are going to do, vote them in. Now, before anyone says this, yes, I am a Reform voter. I was when I lived in the seat of St Helens North. It's interesting because that's where one of the seats got collapsed. Yeah, I'm also originally from a place called Runcorn, which was also a really big, major Labour seat. At the time, it was someone called Derek Twigg that was the Labour voter of that. Now, the whole thing with Halton is that it's split into two. You've got the Weaver Vale, and now you've got Halton. Halton does not include Runcorn. Weaver Vale includes Runcorn. Who was in Weaver Vale recently? That's right, Mike Amesbury. He ended up clocking someone in not Widnes, but in Frodsham. How do I know this? I actually recognised where he was when it happened. I saw on the CCTV cameras where it was that it happened. And he was outside one of the local pubs. Now, I will admit that you might not have everyone's viewpoint when you are an MP, but the last thing you want to do is clock someone, as in you don't want to knock him over. That's what Mike Amesbury has done, and he is now losing his place. It's interesting because Friday to today, I was over at my mum and dad's house, which is in Mike Amesbury's jurisdiction. And I asked my mum, do you have any buyer's regrets over what Labour have done with the winter fuel allowance, with Mike Amesbury, and with half a dozen other things? My mum said, I will weigh up the options. She admitted she voted Labour last time, but she said, I will weigh up the options. And I asked her, considering what's happened with Mike Amesbury, would you be voting Labour again? My mum said no. I asked my dad the exact same question and he said no. So I'd love to know who's going to become the next PM of Weaver Vale, or Halton as it is. I'd love to know who's going to be the next PM of Liverpool Riverside, where I am. I'd love to know who's going to be the next PM of your place, wherever you are in the United Kingdom, because I can guarantee you Labour are not going to have the next 5 years in the bag. Considering what they have done, they have screwed us all over. No. The British people will decide. We are your boss. You need to understand this. And we will not go quietly into the night just to allow you another 5 years of tyrannical rule. That is really all I have to say on the situation. If you agree with me, then brilliant. If you don't, then brilliant. If you only partially disagree with me, if you only partially agree, let me know where it is you agree and where you don't agree. Then brilliant, I guarantee you I will listen to you. If you don't agree with me at all, then brilliant, let me know where you don't agree. And I guarantee you I will speak to you like a regular human being. I will speak to you with respect. I will speak to you with decency, because that's what my channel is about. Speaking of my channel, give me a like, give me a subscribe. It doesn't cost you a single penny. It doesn't cost me a penny, but it allows me and my channel to go up a little bit in the algorithm. Do the same thing for yourself. If you subscribe to my channel, I promise you I will subscribe to yours. So if you don't agree with me, brilliant. If you only partially agree with me, brilliant. If you fully agree with me, brilliant. Give me a like, give me a share, let me know where it is you've gone, where you think I've gone right or wrong. I guarantee you, I promise you, I will speak to you like a regular human being. Anyway, that's all I've got to say on the matter. Until then, take care.